Okay then. So, let's see. How about back to the female? So, what happens in Pennsylvania is the girl who told me a lot bigger than just white lies, about the $50 rent and all that stuff. I started hanging out with her. She was fun. She's a lot of fun to hang around with. She made me laugh and what the hell. So it's kind of weird because I think sometimes I'm just maybe a messed up person, but like there I am playing in a band, and I got a lot of people looking up to me and thinking I'm awesome and all that stuff, but I still felt alone. I felt like there I was, hundreds of miles from my family, and hundreds of miles from the people I went to school with. I mean, remember, I'm only like 19 years old, 20 maybe at this point, and haven't been out of school that long. And so I that girl was somebody that I knew kind of since I was a little kid too, because see, my brother had married her mom's sister, so she wasn't actually related, but I saw her come and go. They'd come over here to visit once in a great while, and that. But anyway, so I kind of sort of knew her, and I felt like that was the only person I really knew out there, because that's how I am. I guess it takes me a long time to feel like I really know somebody. But anyway, it wound up that I asked her to marry me. Can you believe it? I can't either. I still can't. And there was a point where, well, you know what? I'm not going to get into all that. We'll just say we did get married, and I was raised in this really religious family, so divorce was not an option. And although I had many opportunities to get one, and I should have, I didn't. And I stayed married to the girl for 27 years. She had to leave me for it to finally be over. And the reason she didn't leave me sooner than she did was she was also brought up in the same kind of religious family. I don't think they were quite near as religious as mine was, but it was enough that it made an effect on her, and she was the same way. She believed that, divorce was like one of the ultimate sins, even though right in the Bible it says like a lot of the things that happened in our marriage was a reason for divorce. It was a thing that stuck with us, and we basically tolerated life for 27 years. That's how long I was married to her. And thank God she finally got smart and left, because then both our lives got a lot better. But I could sit here and tell you all kind of dirt and bad things about her, but I'm not here to do that. I'm not into that. I don't like to talk bad about people. It's kind of like the first girl. We made a lot of mistakes. We're humans. Humans make mistakes. But we weren't happy. We definitely were not happy. We were kind of really good friends. We had a lot of good talks and a lot of parties that were fun. Did all kind of motorcycle things, and we had a good time. But man, alone at home, we were not happy. I don't know how to explain it. I wish I knew, because I could tell the kids a few things. But anyway, what happened was she ran off with my drummer, who was my best friend at the time. Does that sound kind of weird? Well, maybe it is. Remember, the first girl ran off with my guitarist, who was my best friend at the time. And then I looked into a relationship. I made a phone call to buy some bentonite clay, or get the prices on it actually, and the person that I called, we just started talking. I mean, we just clicked like that, man. Something like that. And it was really awesome. But, yeah, that turned into a relationship. She was a Thai girl who was working as an interpreter for a Chinese company. And things went pretty good. And by this point, I had started making money. I was divorced. And so all the wasted money was gone. I had plenty of money. I was getting more money. I was working hard and damn near killed myself working so hard. But anyway, I had enough money. I'd go over to Thailand and visit her. And yeah, we had some good times. But then that's the third serious relationship I had that failed. But this time it failed because she got kidney disease and she died. And I'm telling you what, that was a terrible, hard thing to witness. It was a terrible thing to go through. And I wouldn't wish it on anybody, either side, hers or mine. It was terrible. I was deeply depressed for quite a while. And I really didn't figure I'd ever have another girlfriend. At that point, I was done. I was done. You know, it's like, but I definitely had a thing in my head about American women after what I'd gone through. Plus, I'd seen quite a bit of stuff. I had 3 sons, of course. I had 2 of them were old enough that I saw them go through some stuff that was just as bad, and in 1 or 2 cases even worse than what I'd went through. And I had just got to this point where I decided American women are terrible. You know, yeah, I'm wrong. Yeah, sure, I'm wrong, but that's what it did to me. You know, I'm a little bit mental. Okay, fine. But now I know. Carnivore women, man, they're the ones you can trust. Carnivore women, they're the good ones. But I didn't know that for a long time. But I was just totally turned off. You know, I mean, there's no way I was ever going to be gay. But I didn't want any American women, no women around me. And when I say American women, I'm talking, if they look Asian, but they live in America, they're an American woman. You know what I'm saying? If they're black and they live in America, they're an American woman. So, yeah, that wasn't going to work either. So I spent many years without a woman, and I was happy about it. I was fine. But that's enough. We're getting really close to telling you what's going on. All right, so you guys have a good one. I hope to see you soon again. Bye-bye.